Hello there, gods and beautiful goddesses of your reality. Welcome back. This is Manifest with Jenny and Nutritious Lives. Right, I'm going to keep with this theme at the moment. I have got a few videos that I want to put out that I did on holiday, but I'm so inspired at the moment because, like I've said to you, what inspires me more than anything, and to bring to you this knowledge that I'm learning about rewiring my brain daily, this inspiration that comes to me is through my emotions. And I want this to I want you to really understand that for Jen. This is who I am. I learn through my emotions, hence that it's very exciting to me in one way, because I'm able to keep my authenticity with regards to Manifest with Jenny and Nutritious Lives. I know I'm not making sense at the moment, but I wanted to do today's video to ask you and ask the manifesting community, especially it seems to be us ladies. SP is a big topic in the manifesting world. You know, I think in general, SP, a specific person finding a love relationship, it's a big thing anyway, isn't it? It's one of the top things in life that you want to manifest if you can, unless you come from a very wounded place where you discard love, a romantic relationship, because of negative experiences from the past. So then we tend to put our energy more into other things. But I think, especially for us ladies, you know, we do want to, ultimately, if we're honest with ourselves, we do want to have a beautiful companion in our life. We do. And it's unfortunate that we have these negative experiences that stop us from really being fearful of approaching love and looking at it in a more balanced, healthy way. So I have put out a couple of videos of late about manifesting SP and that journey, and I've been very candid with you about my SP journey, my SP journeys from the past, you know, because SP is specific person, right? So it can be anyone. I mean, it can be friends, it can be your children, it can be your mom, your dad, your aunties, your uncles, your cousin, it can be your love. It can be anybody, specific person. The term specific person means a specific person you have in mind. But I've been talking about my SP journey of late with regards to my love interests, right? Because again, this is something that is, because it's of interest to me, because that's what I want, that I want to be able to help my clients find their SP. And I think where I want to start is we get this backwards. We think that we have to have this SP in our life to be able to then put over to somebody else how to encourage their SP to be in their orbit, their world. And I understand it, I do, but only to a certain degree, because now I'm making my own revelations. I understand what SP is and what I'm going for. And so it hasn't changed in the last 7 months of the videos that I've put out. My vision of a love interest has not changed. It's been consistently the same. However, my 3D reality has changed, right? The conclusion, I want to take you to the conclusion of who my SP is before I make you understand why that is and where I'm going with my SP journey. So the conclusion that I've come to during going through pain, right, and the inspiration that comes along with it for me, and how I'm embracing this journey and this pain and feeling my feelings, and knowing that I'm going to be okay, is the fact that I understand that I am SP. SP is me. And the reason why I say that, and when I say it, I'm not saying I don't want a specific person. For me, a male, a man, I do. I really do. That's what I'm going for. But what I'm really, really grasping now is that what I'm going for comes from within me first, right? It doesn't end with me. It comes from within me first. Because unless I understand and go through this duration of ups and downs in my 3D reality, I can't access that, what I want from my partner. Now, I want to take you back through because I've been in this deep thought of late, which I'm a deep thinker, and it's Jen, and I've accepted it. So I hope you're accepting it, because this is how I want to help you. And I've really come to these conclusions, these revelations of, thinking back to all my relationships, and the understanding is that the first relationship that I had, how that person mirrored back to me exactly where I was inside, right? So I fully understand that we, in society, we use this almost like a blame game of, this person did this to me, so they're to blame, and it was horrible, and I'm a victim, like I've talked about previously. When I think back to my relationship, like my first serious relationship, it was very unhealthy. It was physical. It was unhealthy. That person was showing up with narcissistic tendencies. I'm not trying to say it was a narcissist. There was a lot of narcissistic tendencies, and that again comes from that other person's wounded history, their trauma, what they went through. So I get it. But my energy at that young, tender age, I was emitting an energy, and that person matched me at my energy. So he reflected back that story to me perfectly, and I needed to go through that pain of what that person put me through to realise that's not what I want. I got into the second relationship, and even though I didn't want that, the physical side of things, and I want to be totally honest with you, I carried on from being physically, I don't want to use abused, but I suppose that's what it was, to be used in that way. I then took that into my second relationship and sort of went in on the attack before I was attacked. And I mean, it's not as simple as that. There was a lot more of, it was a complicated situation back then when I was younger, and that person was clearly broken. But I needed to go through that because it was highlighting to me where I was broken. And again, it was a blame game for the experiences that second person put me through, to say that I'm the victim and that was horrible. I didn't understand. I was meant to look within and say to myself, why am I attracting that type of person? And then, I've talked about my marriage, but I'll quickly talk about that, but not going into massive detail. And the main part, it was a loving relationship. But I believe that me and my ex-husband trauma bonded. We were both angry people. It was never to a point where we would be physically abusive with each other. I mean, it come close to squaring up to each other because of both of our anger. But in the main part, we were relatively healthy. You know, the communication was healthy. We weren't necessarily as compatible as what we should have been, and we bonded through trauma. And I see that now, and now, you know, we because of my growth and all the rest of it, and his growth, we are still able to maintain things in a very decent relationship in the most part, for the sake of our children. But there was a lot of incompatibilities. And then when I went on to the relationship that I stumbled on with manifestation, again, it reflected back to me where I was in that moment in time internally. So I'd split up with my ex-husband, but it was in the early days. And what I wasn't getting out of that relationship, I wanted the external world to reflect that back to me, not realising properly that I had to go within and to fix or detach from the trauma from within. And so hence I attracted that specific person at that time in my life where I was, which again I've talked to you about. It wasn't, that relationship wasn't horrible. It wasn't physical or you know, even horrible words or anything like that. But it was breadcrumbing. It was there, gone, dismissive behaviour. This is what the other person was showing up to me like. But this is what it was highlighting to me, within me, that I was inconsistent with showing up for me, right? So hence he just reflected that back. But then, you know, with that relationship, I took on and I understood, because of finding manifestation, I understood, and I wanted to keep the beautiful qualities. I wanted to maintain the beautiful qualities within that person to then take me forward on a journey of manifesting someone who was going to be aligned with what I wanted. Hence, this is where it becomes extremely vulnerable and honest with you, is where I am now. So I manifested another SP. That this is an SP that I'm. It's very fresh with us parting ways, and I had high hopes with that SP specific person to be more as the one, to be my long-term SP, where I knew what I wanted, and I knew that because I'm such a more of a healthier person, that story is going to be reflected back to me when I look in the mirror, as being my mirror. And as I'm just stating to you, that there's been things that have progressed in the 3D, which isn't ideal, not what I wanted, where this has happened, where, you know, we've parted ways. And but it's given me a real reflection of, okay, Jen, take accountability, what was going on inside. And I think now I realise I still needed to work on myself where I was giving myself away.